I'm getting pizza. Do you want any?
The term pizza was first recorded in the 10th century in a Latin manuscript from Gaeta in central Italy. Gaeta has played a conspicuous part in military history. Its fortifications date back to Roman times. In the many centuries of its existence, the Roman state evolved from a monarchy into a classical republic and then to an increasingly autocratic empire. In earlier times, the term autocrat was coined as a favorable feature of the ruler, such as the Tsar. The first ruler to adopt the title of Tsar was Simeon I of Bulgaria.
Matt! Pizza's gone. It's tomorrow. You want to watch a movie?
The first movie!
Oh! Shut up! Shut up!
Couch! Damn it!
We watched a movie today.
The girl is in trouble.
The girl is in trouble.
Is she?
Was she?
Will she be?
But she is.
Apparently.
So this movie, this is a film noir,
neo-noir
crime drama was the Netflix crime drama. It's just Law and Order SVU the movie.
No. Though it possibly could be in certain aspects, I suppose.
Okay, so I'm going to try really hard to give a plot here. But it was very disjointed. There were like 8 threads all running at once. I'm going to try. So, it opens up, there's a girl witnessing a murder. She records it on her phone. Her name is Sinya. It is a man named Nicholas who is smothering another man named Jesus. Sinya goes to the apartment of August, who she met up with in a club.
Called The Void.
That's completely unimportant. Don't throw in extra names. It's gonna mess it for him. So she met him in a club, and they didn't happen to do anything. But now she's calling him up, saying, "Hey, I need to crash at your place." She then says how much she's freaking out because she witnessed this murder and all that sort of stuff. At that moment, Jesus' brother Angel shows up. And after asking around and being like, "Hey, have you seen my brother Jesus? He hasn't shown up anywhere in a while." He ends up at this guy's apartment, doesn't expect to find, well, he hopes to find him, but doesn't know about the link with the girl. So she hides, they talk for a bit, and then they're like, okay, Jesus is out for blood for whatever happened with his brother. He doesn't know yet what's going on, but I'm going to help you because whatever happens, I could probably make some money off your situation. And she's just trying to be like, oh, but I'm just a poor, helpless girl, and you have to help. You have to help. So while they're having their thing, and he's like trying to sort out everything, Angel finds out that Jesus was last seen with a dude named Nicholas, the one from before. This rich, yuppie sort of guy.
Very Patrick Bateman-esque type dude. I actually think more like Paul Allen, because he's not nearly as homicidal.
I want to see his business card. So they
That's bone.
Oh my god, it has a watermark. So Jesus catches up with Nicholas and threatens him, saying like, "Where's my brother?" And he's like, "Your brother's dead. This bitch, this girl, she killed him." So now he's on the warpath to find this girl, and he tells some guy on the street, he's like, "Hey, if you see this girl, let me know." And he's like, "All right, no problem." And then he sees the girl with August. He sees Sinya with August, and he calls up Jesus, and Jesus then black bags him, brings him to a garage, and like just threatens him. He's like, "Listen, I want her, and I'll kill you if I don't get my revenge." Meanwhile, he makes a deal with Nicholas in order to, because he knows that Nicholas is the one who actually killed Jesus, because he has the video of it. And he's like, "Hey, I may have killed him, I may have smothered him, but he was shot before that. She shot him." And they show that the sequence of night's events was that the Nicholas and Sinya were doing coke, just having a good time, and then Jesus came over, brought over some more drugs or whatever. He didn't have the money to pay Jesus for it, so he offered up the girl, just like running a train on her. And she was like, I'm not okay with that. And he's like, bitch, shut up, you don't matter. He goes off, does this thing where Jesus tries to have his way. She stands up for herself, shoots him. She hides in the closet when she tries to escape because Nicholas has come down the hall to see what the bullet was. And then he sees that he's still kind of alive. He panics, kills him, and that's what actually happened.
Done.
The movie ends with August then striking a deal with Nicholas saying like, hey, I'll kill the girl, you give me money for it. He says he killed her, but in reality, when they go to the meetup in order to get the money, he gives the video to Angel. Mm-hmm. Angel kills Nicholas by making him snort an entire brick of cocaine.
Which obviously he'd be dead long before that.
Yes. So, and then the movie ends with everyone going their separate ways. That whole like, well, here's looking at you, kid, and moving on the 4th of July, and that is
because that's important.
That's this girl's.
Because we needed some like.
And the girl goes back to Sweden
some
because
Apocalypse Now type bedroom scene at the end.
The girl goes back
Munich.
to Sweden where she would want one for another murder.
Yeah.
So.
Which that was never really explained.
Not really, and if so, we missed it. Okay. So go on, say something about this movie. Say anything about this movie.
So this film, when it comes down to film noir, film noir is one of my favorite genres of filmmaking. For many different reasons, but I'm not going to bore it down with that. The fact of the matter is, though, that I'm going to do the script first before we go into acting. The script in and of itself, it has a lot of the elements of film noir in there. You have the beaten down curmudgeon protagonist who August is, and he reminds me a lot.
Literally, they call him an iPod DJ.
Yeah, it's like, oof, that's like one of the worst things that you can be called. But it reminds me specifically of Out of the Past. The character that Robert Mitchum plays. It kind of has the idea because the girl what was her name? Sinya.
It's Swedish.
She's the femme fatale, very obviously, that there's no kind of like other. Is there any other female characters besides the mother?
There's that one drunk woman that you were.
Oh yeah, Pasti La Horza. I think that's how. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I apologize if I do it wrong. But at the same time, though, she was in Enter the Void, which is why I was funny that I mentioned the club that they met at was The Void. So I'm like,
she's the one who connected Nicholas to Sinya.
Yeah,
Nicholas to Angel. I mean, Jesus, fuck.
And I don't know if I don't know if her character called for her to be fucked up. If it did, she acted the part. If it didn't, she was fucked up on this camera. It's like she was very far gone. I'm surprised she was able to do it. Or at least she pulled it off very well. Yeah. I mean, she is a good actress. And in Enter the Void, I thought she was a great part. But you have all of the elements that you need for a film noir. Neo-noir especially. Probably one of the best examples of neo-noir is Rian Johnson's movie Brick. But the problem with this movie, it's trying to be double indemnity. So it has like this end of the story type thing. I'm like, all right, we're gonna get to this place that I like, that is not gonna be exactly the best final result. Some shit's gonna get fucked up, and this is how it all happened. And so there's a lot of flashbacks, but a problem with the flashbacks is that they are so multi-layered that they go back to like the founding of the country. They like there's no reason whatsoever.
They relate characters to each other through these flashbacks. They say like, oh, so and so, this is how I knew so and so, this is how I met so and so, and the character.
And that's fine.
The characters between August and Angel didn't really have a relation. They were both with Jesus. Like, they both had a shared connection there.
It's a great migration.
But yeah, they went all the way back to like, yeah, I always related to him because, you know, my parents were immigrants, his parents were immigrants. Back in the 1800s when slavery, it's like,
why are we going back this far? And it never played a part in the movie at all. Like, even though they spent a lot of time talking about Rich's dad.
Oh yeah, Nicholas's
dad. Sorry, I always forget.
His name is Richie Rich. He's just rich.
He's Richie Rich. He's Patrick Bateman.
It's Paul Allen.
It's Paul Allen.
But yeah,
I'm Paul Allen.
they go on.
John called.
They go on and on about how he like founded the NASDAQ and all that. It was basically just giving an explanation as to how this
why
kid,
he's a rich prick.
Yeah, how this kid has money and why he's kind of a prick.
There was no need for that much exposition, and I saw how it was done. There was something very Lars von Trier about it. It kind of reminded me a little bit of how he did certain things in Nymphomaniac. I'm not sure exactly when this movie was made.
25th. I saw a guy during one of the scenes wearing a shirt that said 2012. I don't know what that means or where it's for, but it said 2012.
I'm not exactly sure when this movie actually was made, but it has some elements of Von Trier in there. I think that the movie in and of itself, it's not a bad film per se. Like, if you're not really well acquainted with the film noir tropes and themes, then this movie will probably actually seem pretty original to you. If you are familiar with these types of themes, it's a very typical story. The way that it's trying to be told, the way that the filmmakers, and I don't know if the filmmaker and the writer were the same people. Or
director, producer, writer were all the same.
Okay, so it's like, it was obviously like this was a project that was a personal one, and a lot of effort went into this. Like, the cinematography... Well, I'll wait for the tech part.
Okay. For me, script-wise, the character progression between, like, what everybody was doing, it was very much a one-person thing. Everyone else, like, you can tell that August was the main character. The girl, the femme fatale, and all that. But August is the only person who changed in any given...
He had an arc.
Everyone else, literally, they had their role, and then they just... Because of the way their role worked, it hit the story in a certain way. Like, Angel.
Actually, you got a point, because, like, I don't think I remember a solitary character really ever changing.
No, Angel, he came into the story sitting down to dinner with his grandmother. They were waiting on Jesus to show up, and the movie ended with them sitting at dinner with the grandmother, waiting for Jesus to show up.
It wasn't the last shot. It should have been, but we'll get to that.
You'll see that in tech, or something.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But the only person that changed was August. And it changed, they made it very flat out, but it was, because he was so little of the focus of this movie, it was strange how they did it. They pointed out how his life is shit and all that, and when the girl, when Signe ends up calling him, he checks his horoscope. And sees like, oh, well, this, that. He was saying how he relied on like fate and chance and stuff like that. How he didn't see him as in control of his own life.
I think it was kind of tongue-in-cheek, almost like a Guy Ritchie film.
But then at the very end, it turned to, man, I'm done with all that. I'm taking control of my own life. But you never see him do
it. No, he just says it.
Yeah, it says
and then it ends.
It says I'm getting in the driver's seat. It never actually shows him in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
So.
No,
it had an arc. It had an arc for him.
Yeah.
But I feel like the last scene of him, or even just like the last couple, because it bounced between a few different scenes. It had like the 4th of July. It had him saying bye to the girl. It had him walking down the street, and
it ended with him walking across the road at the end.
Yeah, which can be seen as a taking. Symbolically.
There's specifically. And I guess I'm kind of leaving the...
let me just wrap up.
Yeah.
Then. So the whole thing is that he's the only one who really had a character arc, I would say.
Yeah.
Even the girl, she didn't change. She up until the very end, she didn't want to take responsibility for actions. And then they showed her in jail, or at least being interrogated.
She just submitted.
Yeah, so it's not like she wanted to take responsibility for her actions. She just... was anyway.
She was given a choice whether either she will go to jail or she will die.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that's particularly bad. I mean, I'm glad that they had that, but because the story was so focused on the girl's actions, Nicholas's actions, what Angel was doing, what everything else was doing, August really didn't have that big of a part to play. He was more just the audience viewpoint for half the story. We see it from Angel's point of view almost equally as much.
He's just expository.
Yeah, he's the one who's spitting it. He's the narrator. So
and he's got some omniscient points of view with some of the shit.
From that point of view, I feel like or Angel either should have gotten a little bit more of a arc to him, or August should have been fleshed out and given a lot more screen time.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, no, and that's actually a very good point because, and I remember saying during the movie, I'm just like, why are we following August? Just like, Angel is definitely the most interesting character, and it's the one that has the most motivation. August's motivation is simply to get money.
If you need to know Angel,
because he lost his job.
It's Tuco from Breaking Bad. That's Angel.
Not methed out.
Not methed out, but like he's ready to strike. I guess Crazy 8 probably the first guy.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Crazy 8's probably better.
Yeah, that would be probably, yeah. But there's one part at the end, and I'm kind of leaving acting into the end, but because the acting in and of itself was interesting. But the thing that I was talking to David about when we were finishing the movie is that they have a scene at the end where Angel is with his mom and his grandmother, sorry, and he sits down and he starts to eat, and like she tries to tell him like, no, we only eat as a family, and then all he says is like, Jesus isn't coming, and she just sits down and just starts crying, and then he's just eating, and then it cuts back to
her
August
getting in the car. Right?
Yeah, it's like August like putting her in the car and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, the reason that I would say that scene with Angel should have been at the very end is because the part with August is like, all right, I'm changing everything about my life, but then you see how everyone else, nothing is different. Mm-hmm. So if anything, actually, I feel that would have been a much more stronger ending if it just stayed with Angel at the end and lingered for a lot longer than it did, and then just cut to black, because then after that, it's just like, it leaves you with the fact that, all right, this person has changed his life around, but this guy still lost his brother over some bullshit. Yeah. Like, all these people's lives are destroyed. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, that's one of the things about film noir. Film noir does the types of endings they have, regardless of how hopeful they are, they're bittersweet. Mm-hmm. Like, was it a just ending in film noir? Like, Out of Time ends with Robert Mitchum dying. Like, he's just like, was it Sunset Boulevard ends with him dying? It's like Double Indemnity. Like, all these great classic movies. Now, I'm not trying to say that you have to follow this formula at all, because like Brick rewrote a lot of the formula, but did it in a way that worked with the tropes. Mm-hmm. This definitely has the femme fatale, the protagonist, all of the types of obstacles that you have involved with film noir, and a lot of the tech. A lot of the cinematography was very smooth, very crisp. The handheld that was used was done, I think, tastefully. Mm-hmm. I was really actually kind of impressed with it, and I wouldn't say there was a couple of moments that were definitely film noir, like when she's hiding in the closet and the beam of light's going across her face. Like, that was very film noir. The
Venetian blinds.
Yeah, it's like, so they had that type. They knew what they were doing. The filmmakers had a full understanding of what the genre was, what they were trying to mimic. Mm-hmm. And the things that they evolved, they did interesting things, but I didn't think it just worked for them.
No. For me, I think from your perspective, the big difference is like you said, you saw Angel's a more interesting character than August. And I feel like if August were a more interesting character...
He has the motivation.
Yeah, if August was a more interesting character than Angel, then...
What the fuck's my brother?
You would have been fine with the ending you were given. But because you saw the other guy as a more interesting character, you're like, no, that should have been where we left off. This guy...
It was deeper.
How his story ended. But yeah, so from my perspective...
It was more realistic, too.
Yeah. From my perspective, tech, perfectly fine. Like, it looked fine. They didn't use much, if any, special effects. I mean, there was... The bullet was the only thing that was... Like, the gunshot was the only thing that was, like, a lot of blood that had to come out like on cue, not like, you didn't see the guy get shot. It cut away and you just heard the gunshot. But
you never actually see on-screen
you had
violence.
to see the pool of blood. So that's the only thing that was like live blood sort of thing. Everything else was just, oh, this already happened or whatever.
Yeah, but there wasn't really much involved in effects. There wasn't really much of a need for it either.
No, so when the way of technicals, it's all about the cinematography. And the cinematography was great. It looked fine. Color grading was good. I didn't particularly have any problems with it. Acting, since we're saving that for last, not because it's great or terrible, it's
just kind of middle of the road.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, honestly...
Danny Aiello's in this.
Yeah.
What's his name? Columbus Short?
Yeah, the main character, August, stole my last name. How dare you, Columbus?
He was in Accepted.
Yeah, he was, pardon me because this is the only way I know him. He's the black guy in Accepted.
I don't know his name, unfortunately. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen Accepted. But
I don't even know Justin Long's character. He's just Justin Long.
No, I don't know any of the characters' names in that movie, and I've seen it probably about a dozen times.
Yeah.
But it's a fun movie, and he's a good actor. For what he has to work with, the character that is structured and the way that it's put into the story, he's not bad at all. But at the same time, though, I think one of the problems with this movie is that it has a lot of exposition to a point at which that, like, obviously, like we had said, that it was overcompensating for it. So you paused 30 minutes in, and literally we were still introducing relationships and characters and everything. We hadn't gotten to the point where anybody has started moving. Yeah, we still knew, like, all right, somebody's dead, and that's all that
we know someone's dead, and she's in August's apartment, but nothing had really happened yet.
Yeah, I mean, and the actors sell the parts what they have. I think it also kind of goes back to the script a little bit too, because like the characters in and of themselves, because they don't have arcs, there isn't a whole lot to express.
Yeah.
Like they play the part that they need to play in the movie. They play their role, but they don't really. I mean, the world feels very flat.
The only person that I would really expect to have an arc would be the femme fatale, would be Signet. But even then, when she's saying her goodbyes to August, they at most spent, like, they already said there was 2 nights that she spent there, and then they seemed to spend another night.
Yeah.
So at most, like, 3 days. And they bonded, they talked for a little bit, but there was a constant thing of lies to each other.
Montage.
There were lies to each other, there was screaming, there was violence.
Which should be, because that happens in a film noir.
Right, but then, I don't know, it seemed like when they, because of all that stuff that happened, when the goodbye happened, it seemed like they still tried to play it off as like, man, things weren't that bad, but I'm glad that, things are finally ending between us and stuff. But no, it was just a, see ya.
The thing is also about the type of character that August plays with the other film noir movies is that they're fully aware that they're being used. They're fully aware that they're being used, like Humphrey Bogart in The Maltese Falcon, and Robert Mitchum in Out of Time is like, those characters are fully aware that they're being used, and either they're using that for their benefit or they just do not care. They're so low in their character arc at that point that they do not care that they're being used and abused.
Which, I mean, that was the whole thing that was brought up. She asked...
they're not angels either, but still.
She asked August when he started yelling at her about, like, hey, this is the whole reason. You think you can come in here and just sleep with whoever you want and then get to use them or whatever. And she's like, oh, well, why'd you do... If you could see through it, why'd you let me do it to you 2 days ago? And then he was just like, I need money. You're worth something to someone.
Yeah, and that was literally, like, right out of the Maltese Falcon. Yeah. It's just kind of like... It's like, having you try to buy my loyalty with money and nothing else? What else can I buy you with?
But yeah, so, I mean, when it comes down to the acting, everyone does well with what they're given. I mean,
it's a talented cast.
Yeah, there was one guy, there was a character named Amir, I think.
Amir, yeah.
He was Bosnian. And they cut over to, they had to spend some time at his dad's, just get away from his dad's house in order to get away from the heat for a while. And his dad, he's got pictures of Clinton and Obama on his wall, and he's just sitting there watching politics. His character doesn't have a single line. And I'm like, I fully believe that this man is a Bosnian refugee who is now super invested in politics.
I believe that actually that probably was a guy who actually lived there. And he wasn't going to get up for anything.
No. Because then in the very last sequence, it's the 4th of July, the fireworks are going off, and he's standing there looking out the fireworks like, with his son. And I'm like,
America.
See, he does just care about this country, and it's
Yeah.
like, man, you don't have a single word, and I get you.
He's like, I fully understand what your character is.
Yeah.
Great job.
So I think that might be a bigger problem, the fact that it does so well in giving everybody character, in letting you understand where everybody's coming from, whether through exposition or whatever. It lets you understand everyone. But because of the because of the fact that they picked this style where there is a main character, there is a main guy, there is your Humphrey Bogart. Because they spread it so thick, it felt like that one guy was just let down.
You didn't need him.
Yeah.
You really didn't need him at the end of it. Like, you could have had all of August's parts merged in with Angel, and that would have been a much more fluid and three-dimensional character.
Like
and it would have made more sense.
He takes in the girl without realizing who she is, and then third act reveal that she's the one who did it. But meanwhile, she's made off with his money or something like that, and he's trying to track him down. It could go anywhere.
Yeah. There's so many ways, but at the same time, though, I respect what the filmmakers try to do. I respect that. Excuse me. I respected the fact that they, try to make something new with this type of genre. I mean, we've tried to do it the same thing. We're still trying.
Yeah. We're trying to reinvent the web review.
But at the same time, it's just like it doesn't. It hits some notes really well. And I was really, there was a couple of moments when David was saying, I was just like, I'm like, whoa, wow, okay, awesome. That was a point right there, brownie points for you. But other than that, I mean, it's a pretty stock standard movie. And to a point, to a fault. Like, it is strong enough to keep my interest all the way through the film, but it was less kind of out of like, oh, I really want to see what happens. This is really cool. It's more like, I need to bear this out.
I have a show to do.
This needs to be talked about.
Alright, so was that your final thoughts? Okay, so my final thoughts. Yeah, I mean, it's a problem on this show. We've been looking for bad movies.
Damn you, Netflix, and your rating system changing.
I'm telling you right there. No, not you. Leave suggestions. Because we can't find them anymore. But it's a problem now that we are looking for these movies, and then we're checking it against Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, whatever we can find in order to see if it's a generally regarded bad movie. This one had, 50-something percent, 40-something percent, somewhere on there?
It was like 4.5 on IMDb and like 56 or something like that.
It's not well regarded, but again, it's not
horrible.
It's not horrible. I liked
this is ShitFlix.
Quite a few parts of it. There was one point when he's being held in the garage, and they pulled the black bag off him, and like you said, at that point you're like, wow, this sequence, all right, then you're good. I agree, 100%. It's a good sequence. There are good parts of this all around. The entire product, falls a little bit, stumbles, but overall it's not something that like you're going to be flipping through your DVD collection like, oh yeah, the girl's in trouble. Let's put her up.
Let's put this shit on.
It's been 2 weeks. No, it's just something like if
it happened.
If there was a randomized button on Netflix and it came on, you're not going to be like, man, I'm canceling my Netflix. No, it's just going to be that's good. It's not going to be something you then call up your friend and be like, have you seen this movie? So no, it's fine. It's a decent enough movie, but it's whatever. But that is the girl is in trouble. Oh, okay. Okay, so we've been working together for a while now. Folded arms, heavy breathing. Clearly something's wrong, so what's up?
You think I forgot? You ate all the pizza.
Okay, well, first off, that was yesterday, and second off, you didn't ever give me a yes in that you wanted pizza.
So, you like pizza, do ya?
Yes.
You like to have fun with pizza?
Yeah. Okay.
Fine. Have a bite.
Okay. We can split.
Again.
True one.
Again. Faster. Faster, motherfucker. Come on, you're gonna eat the whole goddamn pie. Come on! Faster! Shoo! Come on!